Yo, it's Bryce from WP in my kitchen, actually, in San Diego. And what I want to talk about tonight is working on the exercise of being at the cause and not the effect. This got me late tonight, and I'm simply going to break it down in detail for you. So please keep watching. Alright, you can probably tell my eyes and my body are pretty tired from working super hard at my multiple job, shooting videos for you, going boxing 3 times a week, and of course going out all the time. And also because I'm fucking old. So you can feel happy for me because I've been working really hard. That's what I love to do. And what I want to talk to you about before coming to this crazy story is the contrast between taking massive action towards your goal, in other words, being willing to do whatever it takes to get to where you want to go versus maintaining a very floaty openness to new experience. So this explains why I started this year to go out strictly with mindset goal. So the goal is good, but at the same time, the goal is the process itself. The goal is to actually execute the program that puts you into that moment. That's your process orientation. It works very well. I would come back later with a video on that because it needs to be more detailed. But coming back to my story in open bar in PB tonight, I actually just dropped the girl like 30 minutes ago. She lives here in PB, and yeah, just drop him off in our apartment. Anyway, look, we're gonna talk about another exercise for entitlement right now, which is kind of crazy, right? Because we just did a big fat exercise on the topic of entitlement during our live program in Scottsdale. And in that exercise for entitlement, we talk about building freedom from outcome by, approaching girls at the start of the night. And as you're creating momentum, just being like complete freedom from outcome, and how by doing it, it causes you become very present. And then because your freedom from outcome is so high, you're just completely assuming value, not trying at all, not even trying to try. And the girls feel that you're assuming value and they get attracting, and this increase your entitlement. All right, sounds good. Okay, well, we're gonna do right now more is actually reveal to you another exercise that actually I just did tonight for myself in San Diego. And I did that with a guy that I actually met a few weeks back, and he wants to learn a little bit. So I was briefly coaching him tonight, and I was having like a lot of different challenging uh, to show him sort of when to eject. He was struggling a little bit tonight with that, and from again knowing from an entitlement when you can stay in any set you want. What's up, man? If you're watching, shout out to you. So what I had him to do was kind of interesting. Look, I want you to focus 100% on being at the cause, not the effect of the interaction. So I say, all right, what I want you to do is go in there and sloppy style, like go straight up sloppy. It doesn't even have to make sense. I want you to go in there and just be like straight up, like boom, open, and shift around. You have this, what's up with that? Just like literally, just like cause, never the effect. So this is sloppy game, right? This is not like a real legit game. This isn't even legit the way you interact with people, but think a lot like a set of pro like pool table. You are the cause. You're the one who whack, right? Whatever you call is when you whack the white ball and you break. It's called breaking, I think. So yeah, you you're the one who's breaking the balls, and not like the color balls that are getting hit everywhere. So I had him to do this exercise. He would go in and just like doing silly things, and I think it's been going up to a brunette first and trying to stay in set and being at the cars, because at the cars he has a lot more chance to be able to stay and create that connection. And what he said was like about what he says previously. Previously, before he did the exercise, it was like, I'm this cool guy from SD. I'm picking you up. What's up? This was more the previous exercise on just being having entitlement. Where in this case, he was taking the lead. And what was cool about that, he did like the first one, and very very sloppy, but eventually he got like the number of like a very cute girl. And I think the next girl is starting making out hardcore with this hot girl there. So that was really cool to see that. Then I decided to show him, since I was working on the same goal. So again, my goal was full anticipation of positive outcome. That was goal number one. And the next one was no need to convey value, free outcome. It was very working great for me. So I see this girl passing by, and I started telling her, "You're amazing. I want to impregnate you this evening." Then I would tell her that I was shy. Boom, I was in set with this beauty. I moved my girl 2 times, was making out almost instantly, and pull her across the street, because why not, to champagne tasting room. Cool girl. She's a mechanical engineer. So I was giving her all kinds of shit with AutoCAD and 3D modeling before she could say anything. And with full anticipation of positive outcome. What I really love is I did not convey any value in that set, just pure self expression. Now, notice, if you look at the two different exercises, the one that I talked about that evening in Arizona, I was describing it about using freedom from outcome and using your momentum building process to create this really deep freedom from outcome. So you get to a point of complete assumption of value. Well, in this exercise, we are calling it the cause versus effect exercise. And it's like you're the cause, and it's a different side of entitlement. I always say that you have the intent plus freedom from outcome. And so, intent is part of you, where it's like, come here, right? Like, girl, and you expressing intent and freedom of outcome. That's just the part where it's just like you completely assuming value. And that's almost like what ground you in, right? And it's kind of like the difference between a punch where it's like, a punch that's not grounded. It's just like, uh, uh. And a punch that is grounded, like, boom. It's like there's more substance to it. So the first exercise from earlier again was about creating that deep freedom from outcome where you're not trying at all. This one is actually, in a lot of ways, we're trying too hard. You kind of some kind of weird freak, but what's actually happening is that it's showing that anticipation of positive response. You'll see, ultimately, the two most powerful elements in entitlement is full anticipation of like a positive response, which reflect that other girl have responded well to you. And then the other one is just a total assumption of value. No need to convey value, aka a complete freedom from outcome. So when you combine like the fact that you're completely assuming a positive response when you go up, you just, hey, move this way, oh, stupid comment, and then you combine that with the fact that you just completely assume value, you make no attempt to convey any value to her at all because you just assume it. Now you got those two factors together, right? So go out and try the cause versus effect exercise. All right, I'm gonna go to bed now. Okay, I'm very looking forward to hearing what the results are when you try these things, and I'll be very very excited to try that and maybe put a comment in the chat of what happened with a girl in a nightclub. And second week, oh my fucking god, of bootcamp of the year. This is next Friday night, and there's nothing I love more than traveling and meeting you in person. So I'll be in New Orleans, and all right, have a great night, guys. Peace.